So, Sheriff, if you were in a different position, like for example, up in the States, up in North, how would you handle the situations?
Well, here's the problem with the police chiefs, okay? And they've got a problem. They're great men and women who have dedicated their lives to this career, but they're surrounded by a political environment. They are either appointed by a mayor who got elected, or they may be appointed by a city manager who works for an elected body. So what they are government employees hired to enforce the law or the rules, okay? They're hired, follow what I say. So they're government's answer to law enforcement. In Florida, I'm elected by the people. I am the people's representative to enforce the law. I don't work for a county commission. I don't work for a mayor. I don't work for city commissioners. Now, quite frankly, I've got a great relationship. My Board of County Commissioners could not be more supportive. While they're defunding the police and talking about defund the police, my commissioners gave me more money, hired me more folks. And the same thing with the cities. Now, it's important for me to point out, in the state of Florida and many other states, unlike the Northeast, when you think of the sheriff up there, you think of a guy who keeps the jail, is a bailiff in the courtroom, serves civil process, but they're not the real street cops every day. The polar opposite is here. The sheriff is the chief law enforcement officer of the county. I can go any place and investigate crime any place and do. I have over 1,000 deputies. And I work not only the courts, not only the jails, but I am the primary deliverer of police services in this county. The police departments also provide police services in the cities, but I have more authority in a city than the city police officers do because they are police officers for the city, and I am the officer of the court. So I go in and help the police chiefs when they need help. The police chiefs are my best buddies. We all work hand in glove every day on projects. But the reality of it is, if I were in the Northeast, as a police chief, they're handcuffed. Because if they don't do what the mayor says or what the city commission says, they're fired. Here, we have an entirely different relationship with the sheriff. Not so with the police chiefs, but with the sheriff. Because if a mayor or city commission, not that they ever would here because they want, but if they said, we don't want the sheriff in the city, I'd go, it's not your decision if I come in the city. What you'll be lucky about is if I don't take your city over. Now, the reality of it is, we never have that caustic environment here. You know why? Because we build relationships. The city commissioners need help, whether it's in the city or the county. The mayors need help. The county commissioners need something. I'm game on. They're my heroes. They do what's right. I do what's right. So at the end of the day, we have a totally different relationship. We have a totally different set of circumstances here. But the most important thing here is, if there became a dust-up or a problem in a town, and the mayor said, oh, you're not going to use rubber bullets, or you're not going to use chemical agent, or you're just going to stand back and let it happen, I'd go, you're out of your mind. And then I would not spray them with chemical agent. I'd bathe them in it. And because that's what you do. Now, why are we going to let a few people bully, run over, and victimize the whole wonderful community? And I can promise you, no matter where you're from in this country, the overwhelming majority of the people are beautiful, wonderful people. And we got a few thugs, right, that are running amok. I'm the first to tell you, I believe in protest. You want to protest? I'll help you. We'll set it up. We'll create the environment for you to protest. Even if you want to protest against us, it's okay, and we have, and we do. In fact, we had an environment here with one of the towns where a group of people wanted to protest. And they went down to get a permit. But they went down like on a Friday afternoon, and they wanted to have their event on Saturday or Sunday. And the city looked at them, rightfully so, and said, we can't issue you a permit to march in the street. Well, I mean, the office is closed in 2 hours. There's a process. So I heard about it, and I look in my little book here, and I go, I think y'all can have that march in the city. But I didn't run over the city. I called the chief. I called the mayor. I called the city manager, and I go, why are you creating an environment for a problem? I'm going to put sheriff's cars in front, sheriff's cars in back, and we're going to let them have a parade, and we're going to join in. And we'd like for y'all to join too, and we won't have a problem. Now, they protested against law enforcement. Well, we created the environment for them to do that. How much problem did we have at that? Zero. So I respect people's First Amendment rights. To me, that's what makes us a great country and a great democracy. But I also know these elected people throughout this country that are placating to a loud few criminals, and that's what you are. When you loot and you burn are wrong. They're absolutely wrong, and the good people need to get together and throw them out of office. That's how you fix that problem. But as a chief in that appointed position in those environments, I can stand up and talk until the mayor fires me, but I can't make any meaningful changes.